What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna take a look at this 2024 Ford F-150 Tremor. This one is fully loaded with the 402A package, which alone is a $12,000 option. MSRP is $79,500, finished off in the iconic silver. Big shout out to Mooresville Ford for providing this new truck for today's video. Take a look at their website, linked down below. Underneath the hood of the 2024 Ford F-150 Tremor, you're going to find that naturally aspirated 5-liter 8-cylinder motor. This V8 pushes out 400 horsepower with 410 pound-feet of torque. It's also paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission. It is rear-wheel drive. Of course, we do, however, have a 4-wheel drive transfer case. Current weight is a little over 5,000 pounds. This can tow about 10,000 pounds. This runs on a 36-gallon fuel tank, and you can expect to get 16 miles per gallon in the city with 21 out on the highway. The overall length is 231.7 inches with a wheelbase at 145.6. Height is 79.3 and width is 79.9 inches. For some off-road capabilities, the Tremor is about an inch wider track comparing it to the standard F-150. Approach angle is going to be 27.6 degrees with breakover angle at 24.3 degrees. Minimum ground clearance is 9.4 inches and departure angle is 21.1 degrees. The Tremor is also going to get a 5.5-foot bed and standard 33-inch tires. Now taking a look at the exterior styling with the F-150 Tremor, this is a super cool looking truck. You can definitely see some of the Raptor inspiration to this. Taking a look at the headlights, you're going to get really nice design with LEDs. They got the dark housing, the amber light right in the center. And then for the grille, you're going to get this cool orange color throughout the center with huge openings along with active grille shutters. There's a forward-facing camera, the Ford logo in black and white. That's a nice look. I definitely like how aggressive it is. Down below, we are going to get a steel front bumper, all finished in the metal. You have LED fog lights, parking sensors, steel tow hooks down below as well. And then another opening with more active grille shutters. It's definitely a meaty looking truck, kind of a blend between a top-line Raptor and a standard F-150. I like how the hood cascades down towards that front grille. And then you have some sharp body lines throughout the hood, along with these nice heat extraction vent trim pieces in the back. As we make our way to the side, you're going to get a nice design around that front fender with the sharp body line, a set of 18-inch wheels finished in a gunmetal color, and then for the all-terrain tires, you're going to see these little circles throughout it to where you could actually put some spikes in it, it seems. You're also going to get the F-150 Tremor badge on this nice trim piece for this front fender. Then we have a set of body-colored mirrors with a side view camera and LED turn signal, body-colored door handles, and then a powder-coated black set of running boards with a fixed design. For the side profile, this has the Super Crew Cab with that shorter bed, so it has a really good side profile, and I just like how it all comes together. And then if we take a look up on the roof, you are going to get that panoramic sunroof with the huge pane of glass, and I like how the front windows dip downwards to give you a better view as the driver. Behind the cab, you're going to get a sliding rear glass along with the lights up above, Tremor badge on the bedside, nice sharp lines throughout the bedside as well, and a cool set of LED taillights finished in the red housings. In back, we're going to get a steel bumper once again finished in that gray color, and I like how the integrated dual exhaust is all designed. There's parking sensors, extra tow hooks, of course your hitch receiver, all those connections. Ford and F-150 are stamped into the center, really nice design. Then we have your cameras and LED lights all down below, Tremor badge on the far left, and the updated center opening tailgate. Taking a look at the key fob, we're going to get lock, unlock, remote start, and the tailgate release. If I go ahead and lock the truck, power side mirrors are going to fold down. We also have the keypad on the side, which Ford is pretty famous for. From here, I can just grab the door handle, it'll automatically unlock, and we can check out this interior. You're going to get a really nice black leather interior with more of the yellow accents all throughout it. On the door panel itself, finished off in black. We have a nice textured material up above with the contrast stitching. All of your window and mirror controls, lock, unlock, and memory seating, and then this really nice texture as well. Release handle, padded armrest, and then a ton of storage all throughout the door panel with a Bang & Olufsen audio system. We have power controls on this driver's seat, and then you can see the smooth black leather with all the colored accents. Even the perforations have that yellow color all throughout it. Really nice, making our way up the backrest with Tremor, more of the stitching up to the headrest. Of course, you have that massive panoramic sunroof, and then a black leather wrapped steering wheel with the black Ford badge and contrast stitching. And then now inside the 2024 F-150 Tremor, keeping my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. Taking a look at the gauge cluster, you're going to get a full digital screen with the tach on the left, speedometer on the right side, and then some engine vitals throughout the center. You can configure it using the controls over on the right side of the screen. Hitting menu, it'll get to this screen. Then you have all sorts of different information you're able to view. We have driver's assistance, calm view, just relaxes everything, all sorts of trip info, things that you would expect to see. And then going back out of there, we have more things you're able to adjust, the gauges, off-road setting. You can see a few different things like that within this. Taking a look at the steering wheel now, we have all sorts of cruise control settings on the left side, your forward pacing, lane keeping, audio controls as well. On the right, we have some of that screen controls as well as some Bluetooth and audio controls as well. We have the stalk on the left side for the turn signal along with your windshield wipers. And then down below all of that, we have the tailgate release, we have the corner lights for the mirrors, all of your headlight controls, dome light in the bed, park and brake, and you can adjust your pedals as well. We have some silver trim with more of that gold color, one of your air vents, and I like the contrast stitching across the dash. There's heads-up display, a speaker up above with a little bit extra storage, and then more of this nice textured material throughout the dashboard. On the side, you can see more of this trim color, which is also a secondary glove box, opens up very nicely. More of this plastic trim throughout the dash, and then the massive screen right into the center. We have our auto start stop, shortcut to cameras, parking, traction control, and off-road. If I go ahead and hit the camera icon, you're going to get that forward view along with a top-down, and you can configure all sorts of different views. So you have a massive rear view camera, of course front view you can toggle. We even have one for the trailer hitch, and then you can also go into this one to see the sides of the car. So really nice to see everything that you're going to get in this truck. For the screen itself, all sorts of information. We have audio, phone, navigation will pop up, favorites, apps, and then settings. We have CarPlay and Android Auto, more settings right here, and then different features within the truck. Now, over on this right side, you can configure all sorts of different information, and certain screens you can just swipe over and it will mix and match. And then to the left side, we have our trailer information. This is the way you can adjust it. We have the Pro trailer. You can turn that on and off. Got a nice camera view as well. You can make all those changes. We have the brake gain down below, and then different drive modes as well as your four-wheel drive. We can push for the center locking diff, and then toggle this for all the drive modes. That will also pop up on the screen. We have the slippery, towing, normal, and eco, and then all sorts of different drive modes. So really nice, get a cool depiction, and basically everything in this for off-roading as well as on-road. We have physical climate controls and audio controls down below with volume, screen on and off, tuning. We have temperature, dual zone, and we have a toggle for the fan speed, heated and ventilated seating with all the defrosters and other controls. And when you make any control, it will pop up on the screen as well. So nice to see all of that. Pretty easy to use everything. Down below, we have more of this cool texture. Kind of looks like chopped up carbon fiber. And then we have a wireless phone charging pad, extra storage, and some plugs. In the center, we have two cup holders, a spot to hide your phone, and you can, of course, hide away the gear select. We have all of your controls as well as in manual mode, and with that down, we can pull this up, and you have a nice workbench. So if this is going to be your work truck, you can put your computer here, maybe your lunch here, and really utilize this truck for the day-to-day. We can also open this up, and we have a huge center console with extra storage space, definitely plenty of space all throughout it. There's cup holders behind it, and then the other glove box is over here with a large bucket. From here, we also have a 12 volt. You're also going to see a 3-prong outlet. And then one last look at the Tremor's interior. I love all the accents, really nice color combination, good feeling interior too for the price point. That massive sunshade, all sorts of auxiliaries. If you want to add extra winches or lights, you're able to do that. And then we also have a sunglass holder, dome lights, glass control, sliding rear glass window, and then a nice size mirror. Taking a look at the rear seat space, if I grab the door handle and open it up, the door panel is going to be finished off just like we saw up front with this really cool texture to it, contrast stitching and padding on the armrest. There is an extra cup holder, more of that trim and storage all throughout it. For the back seats, you're going to get the same material with the perforations, the smooth black leather, Tremors even stitched up into the backs. From here, we can pull this down and you're going to get a nice armrest along with your two cup holders. And then there are some good amenities like heated rear seats, air vents, extra plugs, and then storage behind all of these seats. So definitely a pretty good layout for the interior. From here, you can even grab the bases lifting these up, and we have extra storage all throughout the lower portion, and this is even collapsible. You can fold this nice and flat to give you a nice load floor to use this for more utility. So hopping into the back seat now with the F-150 Tremor. So the Super Crew, obviously you have the full 4 doors. At 5'11", I'm sitting here really nicely. I have pretty good headroom with the driver's seat at my height. I have like a foot of legroom and footroom. The seat doesn't necessarily have any configurations. However, it's at a really good angle. I could see sitting back here for a long trip. You're even gonna see speakers up in the ceiling up above. We have dome lights and hooks, grab handles in front. And overall, this is a really nice back seat, even for 3 grown-ups. Taking a look at the bed space and tailgate configuration, there's gonna be a button on the corner where it will unlock and you can swing this open like a barn door. So this is a really good way to stand closer to the truck, reaching for items that are in this bed. This is a fully painted bed. You are gonna get a few different hooks in all of the corners, LED lights as well. On this far side, you do have a nice power outlet with 2 different plugs. Then over here, there's more hooks, and then you even have just a little bit of storage space. Now, if I go ahead and swing this back closed, really easy and lightweight to operate. This has a power tailgate as well. So pressing this button, it's gonna automatically fold all the way down. And from here, you're gonna have this spot where you can put some C-clamps, maybe a 2x4 or something if you wanna work this as your workbench. You even have a tape measure on here as well with a nice plastic surface. And then once again, a nice look at the bed. And from here, you can just reach down, just press the button once again, and it's gonna automatically close, making this super easy to configure and use on the day-to-day. All right, so setting off in the F-150 Tremor. I gotta say, that V8 is quite nice to have. It is super smooth in the power delivery, even just giving it half throttle. It moves. The 10-speed does a really good job delivering the power. We're in the normal mode right now, and these drive modes actually make a really good difference. Normal mode kind of feels normal as you'd expect, just a nice solid V8 truck. If we go into the eco mode, it does get a lot more toned down. Maybe there's piping in a little bit of the V8 soundtrack, because it definitely gets a little bit quieter in here too. A little bit easier steering, got the cool green display. And then when you go into the sport mode, the transmission and everything's a bit more responsive. And then it'll also do the 4-wheel drive system depending on your drive mode. So you can kind of use this like an all-wheel drive truck even for day-to-day if you want to push it a little bit harder, maybe got some slippery mountain roads you're driving through or something like that. Well, this is a pretty nice truck to drive, honestly. It really packs everything you could want in a normal vehicle. The steering is nice and light, easy to use. I love the panoramic roof, giving you an amazing view around with just so much light let in. You are up high very nicely. Heads-up display shows a lot of information, turn signals, things like that. You can see the safety sensors, outside temperature as well. And then getting back up and going. Just a smooth drive. Has a good sound too. That V8, I mean, there is something about having a V8 in a pickup truck. That is what people love. The EcoBoost is great, but this is a really nice truck to drive. The seats are super comfortable. I'm nice and high up above all the traffic. Fantastic view through these windows. Armrests are in a great place. Honestly, this is just exceptionally comfortable. I can see why the F-150, I believe, is still the #1 selling vehicle in the USA. If not, it's close to #1. I can see why. This is just a really good place to be. I feel like it also gives you all the technology that you would want, all the features, and the build quality feels nice. You know, this is a nearly $80,000 truck, so it's not cheap by any means. And it feels pretty nice, the way everything is laid out, the use. There are some plastics, of course, but I think overall for what you are going to expect from a truck like this, I think the build quality is nice. I think the use of materials is really good. The touch points all feel nice on it. And most importantly, it drives really good. The transmission's smooth, the engine is great, the suspension absorbs these bumps. Being the Tremor, this is a bit more off-road focused than a typical Lariat or XLT or another trim level. So this is kind of geared towards having a softer suspension to tackle off-road terrain, hitting the gravel, maybe doing some off-road trails, or like a weekend camping trip through the mountains. I feel like this would be a super capable truck, just offering you all sorts of that. So my honest thoughts now with the F-150 Tremor. So Ford has a huge spectrum of F-150s, very well-rounded truck in general. If you're looking for just a work truck or a luxurious truck or an ultra expensive, crazy truck, Ford pretty much has you covered. Now, what I like about the Tremor is the fact that fully loaded, we are talking about base model EcoBoost Raptor money. So just under $80,000. I believe the Raptor EcoBoost starts around like 77 or so. So pretty much on par with a basic EcoBoost. And that's kind of a little bit of a toss-up. The Raptor does give you a little bit cooler seats. You got the paddle shifters, a little bit more upgraded suspension, a little bit more cooler exterior styling. However, the Tremor, it really does remind me of the original SVT Raptor F-150. The styling of the outside looks like that. It's a little bit more subdued than a Raptor, doesn't look as in your face. However, this is definitely more bold than a Lariat or a Platinum or something like that. So there's a nice style to the Tremor to give it like a subtle look, but it also looks aggressive and off-road focused. And the fact that this only offers the V8, I think is going to appeal to a lot of people. A lot of us would love to buy the Raptor R, however, those are few and far between. They're very hard to find. And even with that, you know, the big supercharged V8, it's not necessarily the most work-focused truck. It's more of a flamboyant showpiece, you know, for just ripping on the highway, maybe some desert runs if you live out west. So some aspects to the Raptor R aren't really practical for most people. The Tremor kind of gives you that blend of everything. You have a robust old school V8. This engine is super easy. You're not gonna have any issues with it. It's gonna last forever. Easy to work on, but you're still getting a decked out truck at the end of the day. This one with the package, you know, for $13,000 definitely makes the price up there. But without that package, you know, you're talking in the 60 grand range, which is pretty much on par with any nice truck that's a full size these days. In fact, that's up there with fully loaded Tacomas and Colorados. So this does have a lot to offer, and I like how when you drive it, it just drives really good and simple. It's just a smooth, normal truck, but it also has the extra luxuries that a lot of people have become accustomed to with a modern truck of this caliber. You have the interior with everything in it. I mean, this is something you could daily, you could use for the family, you could use for the work, and really just utilize it as a utilitarian truck. But then on the weekends, go on family trips, haul a camper, haul a trailer full of dirt bikes and other fun toys. So this is kind of that all-around truck that can do it all. It looks nice, it's cool, it's got the fun factor, and then most importantly, it's got just a normal V8. A lot of people just don't like the new stuff, don't want to pay for the supercharged V8, which again isn't exactly practical for every aspect. But you know, the V6s, the twin turbos aren't for everybody. This takes it back to the basics and basically gives you the original Raptor F-150 in a brand new truck. I'm enjoying driving this. I'm having no complaints. I would absolutely pick this truck up if I were in the market for something like this. But there you guys go, the 2024 F-150 Tremor. If you want the V8 in a sweet truck, this is pretty much one of your only options. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content, and a big shout out to Mooresville Ford for providing this truck for today's video. Check out their website linked down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.